You look good. You're nice and upright. Just keep that head up. Try and take a little bit wider, shoulder width apart step.
I remember being certain that I needed to get to Mary Free Bed. At the core of it is developing relationships with people. That's what heals.
And then down and across and kind of squat a little bit. Bend those knees if you can.
Pam had gone in for an elective procedure and was doing pretty well, and then on a Sunday she started, really the day before, started feeling poorly.
I developed a rare form of sepsis and was taken to the emergency room by my husband.
There was a team around her of a dozen professionals setting a central line and proceeding to save her life.
I remained there for 6 weeks in ICU, and there we had to make a decision in order to redirect blood flow to my vital organs so I would live, to amputate both my arms and my legs.
That right leg is staying much straighter. It's not kind of going in. I'm not seeing that knock-knee anymore.
But
it was a roller coaster ride for us, as well as Pam. Unfortunately, she doesn't remember it. After some time had passed, we learned, in fact, her chances of survival were less than 1%, and she beat that. She had the amputations. It was a foregone conclusion in my mind that we'd come to Mary Free Bed. In my estimation, and based on some research I had done, is one of the top 6 institutions like this in the country.
And I think for me, that experience had to do with so many children that I've worked with who have been to Mary Free Bed. In my role as a social worker, I knew I needed to get to Mary Free Bed. I needed to get to a place that knew how to help me recover.
Perfect. So in order for Pam to be able to do that, it takes a lot of balance and core work because she's stabilizing herself and then picking up the walker. I kind of expect when we're done with this and Pam fully learns that she should be able to lead whoever's helping her how to do it, like she can do with her prosthetics, like she can do with other transfers. She's really explaining to other people, I need you to do this, I'm gonna do this. She's taking the lead with all of the treatment.
I've become very bossy.
I can't say enough positive about what happened with Pam up here at Mary Free Bed.
All of the nurses and the nurse technicians on the unit were just so welcoming, and I never felt for a minute that I had lost any intensity to the level of care and treatment that I needed. I mean, there was just never a moment when I was here that I thought, I'm not going to be able to walk. I thought from the minute I came in a stretcher and couldn't even get out of bed, I had people saying, you're gonna be able to walk. You're going to walk. It's, you're going to be able to use your arms again. We're gonna teach you how to do that. That hope was what I needed more than any form of medicine.
I think one of the most important things that we learn from cases like Pam's is that recovery after a catastrophic illness like this takes an entire team. A team of physicians, a team of nurses, a team of therapists, a team of surgeons, a team of family that helps patients all the way from the intensive care unit all the way through inpatient rehabilitation and home.
Here we go.
Prosthetic training. It's for Pam to learn how to use her prostheses for doing everyday activities.
I'm adjusting the position of the spoon so that the handle of the spoon and then also the hook so that I have pretty much good aim so it's not going all over me if possible. I like the built-up handles. I can grip it more easily with with my hook, and it feels more secure. So that's what I'm thinking about. All right, let's see.
That look better.
Perfect. The cap thing is a little tricky.
It's tricky, isn't it? So I have to look at repositioning.
I feel like I've got a good grip on it.
Okay, you just gotta get it. There, you got it.
Okay. Now positioning this a little.
We've been really practicing using both together. That's it.
So this has been pretty exciting because I've been able to do my signature, which I didn't know if I'd ever be able to do again. So now I can sign for anything I want to buy at the store with my credit card. Good news. In tandem with learning to use these prosthetics, I was learning to use myoelectric prosthetics via a computer. I'm extending right now, extending my hand so I'd be opening it up strongly enough that it's registering on the MyoBoy, so that when I have an actual hand that I'm using, I will be able to pick something up, hold it in my hand, drink it. I'll be able to reach for something from the cupboard, hold on to it, bring it down, let go of it. So I'm practicing that now so that when I have the opportunity to use a myoelectric hand, I'll be able to use it, effectively.
Relaxing your entire arm and just bringing your wrist back and holding it for a couple of seconds. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Good job. Now relax. The next time you send a closed signal, you're now going to be in this feature. We call it a feature. So now when you bend it, you're going to be able to pinch things. So close, and then open, and then close, and then open. Good.
Do you close?
So go ahead and send that open signal again. So if I bring the thumb out here, and you go ahead and now send the closed signal, you're going to get a full fist if you close all the way.
I've Googled them, I've looked online, but I haven't actually seen the iLimb, in action. And to be able to move it, just remarkable, to think I can make my hands open and close, and I could use a pincher grasp and be able to pick up a small object. Makes me feel like I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to be able to go on, and I'm going to be able to return to work, and I'm going to be able to cook a meal in my kitchen. I'm going to be able to drive a car, be able to take my arms and hug somebody, all of those things. It just gives me such hope.
I actually got to see Pam in action for the first time in her profession, which was amazing. She's an incredible social worker, and what struck me was she went into 2 different classrooms in 2 different schools, and she gave them a lesson in how you try and you try and you try. And she talked to them about how that was for her. There was a boy who was very reluctant, I guess, as I understand it, to ever get in front of anybody, in front of a crowd. And so the group of kids were here, and this boy was sitting alone, and it didn't make sense to me. And I learned later that that was one of his issues. Well, Pam asked him to come up to the front of the room, and he did, and that was a breakthrough.
We did high fives and hugs, and so that just made me recognize too, which I think I already had from being at Mary Free Bed, but there's an accepting nature, in everyone, and it's there in children. And sometimes I think as adults, we might lose a little bit of it unless we're really tuned in, to just embracing everyone for who they are, and that it doesn't make a difference if someone has their arms or their legs.
Looking back is in many ways a waste of time. Mary Free Bed gave us the opportunity to move forward and not lament the past, but embrace the future, but be in the present as we do it.
The relationships that a patient has, not only with her family and the community, but their entire medical staff, is really critical. To restore hope and freedom, it's not a switch, it's a process, and you need the entire package to get that done. Mary Free Bed has the entire package to help restore hope and freedom in a case like this. It's labor intensive, it takes a lot of work, but Pam's a shining example of how that can be done.
I really think at the core of recovering from something so traumatic, at the core of it is developing relationships with people. That's what heals. That was really coupled with all of the expertise, but in the beginning and in the end, I think it's about the relationships that I had with my therapists and with my nurses and with my doctors. Being able to use my life to give back as much as possible to people who might have lost hope. That's the opportunity that I've gained.